Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Five Drinks at Midnight. You know the show. We bring the questions, guests bring the drinks. We try to wrap up before midnight. Today, not only do we have one, but we have two whiskey legends. We are talking to Mark and Sherri Carter from Old Carter. But before we do, like and subscribe. It'll really help us out. Let's get started. Mark and Sherri Carter, thank you so much for joining us. Five drinks for midnight, five drinks, five questions, midnight, whatever comes first. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you, first of all, for the beautiful samples. I cannot wait to crack some of these open and share them with you. And then also for the glass. So thank you so much. I guess the first question is, what are we drinking first?
Well, what are we drinking anyway in general?
I don't
even know.
These are the five right here in front of us. We've got three bourbons, one rye, and one Kentucky.
I'm a big rye fan of your rye, so I mean we can always do that. But
let's do the rye.
Yeah, let's do the rye.
Okay.
Batch 10 rye is what we're gonna do. It was.
Cool.
So this is the brand new release. Actually, the very last thing that's actually gone on into the market. I don't think there are a couple channels that haven't picked up yet. So.
Oh, the rye smells absolutely amazing.
So there were 2,532 bottles made.
What else can you tell us about it?
Well, it's 116 proof, 0.6. Yeah,
Mark's keeping it very
simple.
serious.
Very simple.
So this is a very fun rye. We're very proud of it. We've traditionally done we blended our ryes independently, and then we've done a couple ryes together. That's the only spirit that we do where we blended just separately. But this one is blended by both of us. So this one we call an ours rye. It was a larger batch, and we had a lot of fun putting it together.
We do a lot of different stuff to make it ours. We do and have since the very beginning. We double oaked. In fact, when we had the other company, we double oaked all our product, and we've never cut anything. So it's always barrel proof, and a lot of 2 times oaked, or however you want to put it.
Well, awesome. Well, cheers.
Cheers,
cheers
to you.
Tim.
Cheers.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Oh, it's glorious. That's wonderful.
We always look for balance.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We love length. We love richness, depth, concentration. We love complexity, and that's what we're always looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both of us actually bring a lot to the table. I think I don't know if we're the only team of 2 people that do blending together. A lot of people have their own master blender.
Right.
And I think it's really nice to have the 2 of us to fall back. We both have, I think, strengths, that really complement each other.
Well, and again, not question one, but you guys do pretty much blend everything together. And you just said that this is the ones that the ryes are the ones that you do separately. Is there a reason why, or just timing and it's just the way the world works?
Well, when we first started, we had at the very beginning.
It's a great story.
At the very beginning.
At the very beginning.
In the evolution of the old OC, we had not done rye with the last brand, so we thought we would do rye. And so we did. And one of the blends that we came up with, I really loved and kind of worked on. And Mark had a blend that he really loved and worked on, but they were stylistically quite different.
It was interesting. We took them to everyone we knew, every bartender in Kentucky, because it was going to only be released in Kentucky. And we said, they'll help us make a decision, because we figured we had to bring out just one, product, and it had to be exceptional so that somebody would buy it we would be able
And
to
then buy it again.
buy some other product we made the next time.
Yeah.
So we took it to everybody we knew, and it's it was always a split decision. Batch one, some people like, and batch two, some people like. If you took it to two people, one would like one and one would like the other. In fact, we finally took it to the bourbon review, and even the two Justins could make a decision which one they liked better. And it was a split decision. And one guy, said, Justin Thompson said, well, you want some good news or you want bad news?
Mark said, well, I like good news. I'll have the good news first.
He said, well, the good news, there is no bad news. They're both great. Can you release both of them at the same time? And we actually could. We didn't mix up any barrels in the blends.
It was amazing.
And so we turned out batch 1 and 2 at the same time. So that's how his and hers got born.
That started.
And that kind of continued until we got to 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
And we still did a his, a hers, and ours.
Yes.
So that was the first time we did an ours.
Okay.
With the batch 10, we just decided we would do one together again.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, again, since we were going way back to the originals, and it's story time, and question one is always an origin story. So I guess question one, how did we get into the spirits world? And I know that you've gone way back, even starting back in the wine world. So no better way to hear about it than straight from the horse's mouth. So how'd you get started into the spirits world?
Hey, luck, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just like things just kind of happen a lot of times. Since we had the winery, we were making wine for other people, and I was still looking for custom crush clients to make wine for more people because we never actually utilized the capacity of the winery. And so I one day was talking to all the innkeepers I knew, and since I had an inn, I was an innkeeper. We were at a meeting, and this young man wanted to make wine at the place, and I said, well, we could do that, but it'd be much better if maybe we bring your brand back, as you guys used to make bourbon because you're from Kentucky. I remember a story that your dad told me, and it'd be great to bring your brand back. And he said, well, we could do that. And I said, well, we can do anything we set our minds to. So we set out and bought some barrels. He was here in Kentucky. And Sherri did all the artwork for the first brand and the second brand. And we blended.
And lots of tasting and blending too.
Yeah, and we blended everything together, the three of us. And that was Kentucky Owl. And that was back in 2011, we bought the barrels. In 2014, we turned our first batch out.
Mark didn't really drink bourbon until he met me, though. He likes to leave one.
That's I forget. Maybe it's the bourbon that makes me forget a little bit. But I will tell you a story that Sherri introduced me to a Manhattan, and I really love the Manhattan.
Yeah.
And she introduced it with Maker's Mark, which is a good product. But I found
a long time ago.
Yeah, I found there was another thing called barrel proof, and there was Booker's up on the back bar, and it was 120 proof instead of 89 proof or something. I said, well, let's use the barrel proof, and I fell in love with barrel proof whiskeys, and so that's what we decided we would make barrel proof right after that.
So you love a good strong Manhattan, is what you're saying?
Always. Lots of flavor.
Okay.
Everything we do is barrel strength. So
okay.
It was Sherri that introduced me to my first Manhattan, and really some of my first bourbon. I think I might have drank some whiskey, some Jack Daniels, but never bourbon.
All right.
Welcome.
See where she led me? Lucky.
The karmic circles.
Since you're right there in New York, we're going to do the New York, New Jersey batch.
Awesome. Perfect.
I don't know if we sent you that. I don't know if it's got released yet.
I don't think it has.
In New York yet.
Okay.
We're ready to pick it up. It's sitting here waiting for them. They've just got to get it licensed in New York. Every time we send them a new product, it has to be released and go through the channels. So that's what you've got. Let's do batch 2, New York, New Jersey.
Awesome.
only 686 bottles of this made.
Thank you.
I mean,
So-
if you need someone to come pick it up, I'm sure I'll be able to get it to where it needs to go. If you need someone for delivery.
Mark's trying to get me drunk over here.
All right.
So here you have it.
Okay.
So I'll just add that the last sample that we did, that was the rye, and that was a small batch. So that particular small batch, what do we have in there? 8 barrels? No, what am I talking about?
A little more than that.
Oh,
That's like probably 13, 14 barrels in
This is
that. 13, yeah,
2,500.
13 barrels.
Yeah, so that was the largest batch of rye.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess
Close,
1 and 2 were
close.
pretty big
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
and
they were
3
pretty
and 4.
big. Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a large, for us, that's a small batch, but that's a larger small batch.
Yeah.
This is a very small batch, as
This-
it indicates on the, pardon me,
On the little neck
on
collar.
the neck collar. I
Which
hope
is-
you can see that.
We started doing these 3-barrel blends a little while ago, and it made it a little easier for us to actually get product to distributors. And they've seemed to enjoy it because every one of our distributors, we have 7 distributors throughout the United States, which covers about 10 states. They all get something a little bit different, and we kind of know their profiles, so we kind of like make something for each one of the regions. So each one of them a little bit different.
Yes.
Nice.
These are really fun blends to put together. Obviously bourbon mash bill, but lots of playfulness in these.
Yeah.
And we just loved it the first time that we did this. It was very interesting that we sent samples out and the different regions really gravitated towards what you would almost expect. Louisiana's blend was spicy, and Kentucky's blend was very traditional.
Yeah.
California liked the big, roly-poly, big guy. And New York, I love their selection was kind of on the what I would call
Exotic.
the exotic camp.
Yeah.
Ooh, we are exotic.
So I just thought that was so interesting that the markets actually followed, kind of a profile, if you will. But we didn't do that this time. We selected for everybody this time.
Yeah.
So cheers.
Cheers.
Ching ching.
My neck I've got a terrible problem with my neck today. So if I do some strange movements, that's what's going on. I had a massage earlier today, but it's not
Yep.
really
Don't know if it
working
helps.
like it's supposed to. Unless you'll break it off.
There we go. I mean, yeah, we'll get some, water of life in you, and it'll just perk you right up and heals everything. So
Is some of the best medicine you can have.
That's true.
I agree. Oh, this is amazing. Then I'm just enjoying the nose. Like,
Good.
I just love being exotic, and like the it just is so.
I was just going to say it was
That
more to
tea.
the orange and apricot and tea.
Yeah.
I love those tea soaked apricots. I'm trying to find some online right now. That
Hmm.
good length. I love
I
it.
love that too. It's elegant too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a elegant pour, and what's the proof? This is 118.
Yeah.
It does not drink like 118. Like that is.
We strive for that balance, like Mark said, and the complexity, and being able to deliver all of that at barrel proof is it's a real passion of ours.
Yeah, and
I would say.
always finish with a little sweetness at the end.
Well, Mark likes that sweetness at the end. I can go for the savory.
Well,
notes,
savory's
but
good too. But you still, even with savory, you're going to get a little bit of sweetness.
You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Balance.
Balance.
Balance
Better.
is important.
All right. Well, then question 2. We now have winemakers that are getting into the whiskey world, and like there's that certain process that they call the winemaker's process of making whiskey and all those kinds of things. Can you guys tell us a little bit
Oh,
of?
we got that ourselves, really, truly. We're just hearing it for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your process.
Well, one of the things that we did, I think, being in the wine business for us,
Yeah.
we were blenders to begin with. You always blend from all the different barrels of even the same vineyard picked on the same day a lot of times,
Yeah.
and they'll have different flavor profiles. So
We were really tuned into barrel profiles before whiskey, and I had a wine brand for 8 years too.
yeah,
So we're very much immersed in flavor. We call it flavor chasing, right? So huge food and wine background with Mark, and
Yeah, I still have a restaurant and a hotel, and I cooked for 9 years at my restaurant. So,
he's like a muffin maker.
yeah, I can make a good muffin. It was more of a bed and breakfast to start with, but it grew into a bigger place.
All right.
Like 32 rooms, and full
Great
restaurant.
eggs Benedict too, by the way.
Good hollandaise sauce.
But we digress.
All right.
So,
No, I love a good digress. So
so we did that for a long, long time, and you develop a flavor library in your repertoire, kind of with doing the winemaking and the blending, and it very much lent itself very naturally to whiskey. And I think that I couldn't imagine building a bourbon or any whiskey that was basically you did not taste every single barrel and know every barrel intimately, and then know your blend and trial and error on the blends. I mean, we just blended 2 American whiskeys last week, right? Was that last week?
We took 50 barrels and we kind of whittled it down to about 30 barrels.
Yeah, we started with 50 barrels. We did 25 live on Instagram, actually.
wow.
And then we did another 25 after that was over.
Yeah.
So that was our assessment day. So we go through everything and just really look at every single barrel and assess it.
Well, yeah, and we knew that from the wine background for us that the barrel was so important.
Yeah.
And that flavor from that barrel was so important. And we had even heard of, actually, we know some wineries that even threw more than 100% new oak at their grapes. If it was super, super ripe grapes,
Right.
There'd be so much fruit that you really need some structure and things like that. So, working, I think for winemakers, we buy a lot of different cooperages, and we blend those different cooperages together at the final blend a lot of times, and we'll keep them separate. Some of us now, we've started a trend to do the entire 18 months in the same barrel, even if we rack it one time or not. We'll go back in that barrel so it has that flavor. So you have really a lot of different paints on your palate to be able, and colors on your palate to really make something interesting.
Spices in the spice rack, baby. Spices in the spice rack.
There you go.
It's also, it's a very fun adventure every time we do blends, because you don't really know. You have no.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say?
Well, you never know.
You don't know.
You don't
And
know until you taste that barrel.
You can taste a bunch of barrels, think they're going to be great together, and have high hopes and put them together, and they
counterbalance each other. They just
fire.
Yeah, a dumpster fire. Then you pull a couple out, and you put a couple in. And, hey, now we're back.
It's
We're
not quite that
again.
simplistic. We've been known to do 45, 50 blends to come to a final decision.
Yeah.
So it's a very intense process, and it tends to goes over the course of many days. So, but I can say this completely confidently, is that our blending is a very thoughtful process.
Yeah, we don't just take and dump barrels. That's
so
for sure.
It's very much it's very precision oriented, and we dial it in all the way through until it goes in the bottle.
So OC is Old Carter, and that's part of the our social club upstairs over where we bottle. And we didn't talk about this, but this last year, at the beginning of the year, we finally started bottling right here at 105 West Market Street, and it really made it a much better thing for us. It was getting so hard to get dates to actually bottle where we had.
I couldn't even imagine what it's like now.
Yeah, bottling previously, that now we can bottle, each week.
Kind of our way, and it's great because previously, with the creative process that we use to get where we go, it really tied our hands.
You had to make a reservation on the bottling line a year in advance.
Yes,
and
it was hard to gauge what we even wanted to do a year out.
Exactly.
So that was not, I wouldn't say it was prohibitive, but oh my gosh, the creative license that we've got by having the control over getting barrels, grabbing samples and doing what we want to do. It's really wonderful.
We'll try to make a blend, and maybe we'll pull the barrels and the samples and taste them and say, oh my God, these aren't ready right now.
Yeah.
then we don't have to do them. We can pull some
We
other
can put them
samples,
back. Yeah,
and we won't lose a bottling time.
exactly.
Nice. Well then, yeah. So not necessarily question three, or yeah, three, but can you talk about your new social club that you guys just released?
We
Sure.
would love to. And
Please.
Okay, so the blend that you're tasting, this is another three barrel blend, a very small batch, and this was the very first club release. So on the bottles, you'll find in the batch spot it says number 1-OC. So we have so many wonderful folks out there who who have said, you know, we love your stuff, but we can't get it. You're not distributed in our state, and it's a tough thing because we're small. And our goal is to grow with integrity and not make more whiskey than we're comfortable making ever. But we want to grow. You know, we want to fulfill folks who are interested in getting what we do. So this was our way of creating a space and a channel separate from the regular distribution channels that would allow folks who were really interested to be part of this club. So what it is, it's a membership style club. And it's $100 a month with an annual commitment. And with that, we're sitting in the club right now.
And
Brian Booth is up front with a group of members right now. In fact, here, we can do this. We've got.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see.
Yep. See it.
But Brian's up front,
and there's
and we've got
3 other guys there.
Yep. And so here's the glove, and that's my neck going out of joint.
So also the best part is you do get bottles with this. You get we're getting 6 bottles already a year. We may even get 8, but before the end of the year.
I think we will.
And we release them at the suggested retail. Most of our product, and I like to get that out here because a lot of people don't know. Most of everything, all the small batches that we release should be about $200 retail, you know, and, you know, you see it all over the board, you know, with people marking it up, doing this and that and everything, but a real retail is $200.
Yeah.
And with the club, you get it at $200.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
So,
or whatever it should be.
yeah, because we also have single barrels. The single barrels are 15 years old. They are more money.
Yeah.
They're not, that's not a small batch.
So if you are a member, you get an email, you're able to buy what's in the offering online, and then staff right here walks it into your locker and puts it away for you to come and pick up when you're in town. You can also send an agent on your behalf, and you can bring up to 5 guests of yours at a time. And
another really cool part is
pouring.
The pouring. We're pouring right now for a locker member with our product, because it is more of a tasting room, and they don't open their own bottles. They get to take them with them, so they never actually have to crack the bottle. So if they want to actually do something with it, they can. You know, so it's really a wonderful thing. You know,
and we've had a fantastic response. So we're on this floor, and we're I think
there's 216 lockers on this floor, and we have a floor above us that we're working on, but there is already, I think, about 130. These are all sold out. So there's 130 on the wait list, is what Brian told me today, for the upstairs already. And that will, you know, happen, you know, soon.
It's coming along.
It's coming along.
No, that's amazing. How did someone join the club?
Just send an email to
Booth
at
Old Carter
whiskeyco.com.
All right. Cool.
And then he'll call you because he loves talking on the phone. He's a phone guy more than a you know, kind of text message or whatever.
So then again, so it's $100 a month. That gives you a locker, and then that allows you to buy bottles at market price, not retail price, not like secondary market price. And then that bottle gets directly, once purchased, directly put into your locker. Someone can come, you can store that. Once you're in town, you can bring up to 5 people to come from tasting that isn't your bottles, but just what you guys, I mean, that sounds like a freaking amazing idea. So
I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
really
yeah.
have.
It's about the community, really, and
Yeah.
it's really fun.
Yes, and what has been really great is watching some of the people who see each other on Instagram, know each other from the online community.
Yeah.
They're members, and then they plan their visits at the same time, and then they all meet up here, and it's a big old whiskey jamboree.
It sounds like a bunch of trouble, actually. I mean, that sounds like a good damn time, but that also sounds like trouble. So
Good old Carter time.
uh,
All.
and by the way, this is amazing. Like this, I think this is my favorite so far. This is really, really nice. So, well, all right. Well, and I think this kind of leads perfectly into question 3, which is a little bit more of where do you see the whiskey world going in like the next 10 years? I mean, I think you guys are pivoting into this community, the social club. Is that something, do you think that a lot of brands will follow up on? Like, I mean, again, you guys being trendsetters, like, where do you think?
No, we don't think of it like that. We just keep our heads down and work.
Yeah.
And you know, we they were asking us at one of our places where we have barrels what we're gonna pull next year.
Yeah.
And blend. And we both kind of looked at each other and went, oh, you know. I mean, we have an idea, and now that we have staff, we've got
we have 2.
Jay Matthews is wonderful
It's
in
fabulous.
the production lane. He's great.
It's really helped to have both Brian Booth.
We're both really creative people, right? So we have the vision and the drive and the passion. And I did all the design work for the label and the, whatever.
Absolutely.
But that like, oh, what are you gonna do in a year, 5 years, 10 years? That one has a head scratcher.
We never know. You never know what you're going to do next. Really, seems like
we like to build things.
Yeah.
we both like to build things.
We are builders.
And I like to compare it because, as an example, when we did Kentucky Owl, we had that brand for how many years?
It was basically from 2011 to 17.
Right.
Sold in 17.
And in that time space, we did 6 releases. 3 of them were single barrels and 3 were blends. In comparison, in contrast, if you will, we have released to date
130 at least.
Yes, probably about literally 100, over 120 expressions. I don't know the number.
I think we'll probably.
I wouldn't doubt it's 130. So we kind of hit the ground running, and we've really embraced the ability to do. Never make the same thing twice. And that's how we started the first time, and that's what wine is, and that's what we brought to the I think the bourbon industry. We're not making vintages, but we're making unique batches each time,
just like it was a vintage. And we never said we could. We're not set up to do that. If we had 1 million barrels, you probably can make everything exactly the same. But we really love different flavors.
And it wouldn't be much fun.
I wish this was in person, because I bet this would be fun.
Wait, it's not.
I thought we were having fun. Yeah. We had 2 batches during COVID. One was 139.6, so we knew that would take care of the COVID. You didn't have to worry.
And boy, did it. As soon as I stopped drinking it, I got COVID.
Should never stop. So this is the Kentucky batch 2 that it has been released.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So now we're back. Oh, it is a very small batch. Yep. Okay. We got all very small batches. Cool.
And this is 680 bottles, another 3-barrel blend.
That's pretty classic.
Yeah.
When going in with a blend, do you guys have something in mind, or do you just let the barrels go where they're leading you?
I think we let the barrels go where we're leading, but we always have those things in mind, like we've been saying, the depth, the richness, complexity.
I love this. It's very spicy.
This is nice. Yeah.
I wanted to get a really big chomp out of that one, so I did spit.
Little
Yeah.
Kentucky Chew out of Kentucky too.
Mhm. I mean, that's a big, bold bourbon,
Yeah, it's good. I really
but
like it.
balanced. It has
Yeah.
a nice long finish. Thank you also for the opportunity to taste these tonight, because we probably wouldn't be sitting around with this particular array in front of us.
Yeah,
No, thank you. I mean, I will tell you, a lot of my friends were really jealous when I got the list of what I was tasting tonight. I was like, I sent them the breakdown, and Mike from Travel Bar, he was like, I don't even have those at my bar, and I was like, well,
Tim, the funny thing is we don't have very much of
No, we
anything.
don't.
Whiskey, we don't have any. We were trying to get a bottle to go
No.
do a tasting.
I drank it all.
Yeah.
No, I actually did.
I bet.
Because when we were in the lockdown, we were in our apartment at the Omni, and we had just gotten the apartment
Yeah.
in September before of 19. And so we really didn't have a lot of clothes or furniture or normal apartment things, but we had a lot of whiskey stored there.
And yeah, we had a pretty good sized closet, which was very
It was a
interesting.
fantastic closet.
So we brought a whole bunch of whiskeys over and put them in the closet.
Yes, and
Little did we know we would need those to get
so yes, they were flowing. And
This one is
it was all that American batch 3.
3, yeah.
Yes, American batch 3 and
I had to find it better off.
we are one.
I said, Sherry, don't drink the
Finished
finished
goods.
goods. We have samples. Drink the sample bottles that you please.
Oh, what are you gonna do? We're all there.
I mean, if it's there, right? Just go ahead.
Pretty much. Who knew what was gonna happen?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Could have been the end of the world as we know.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Look at that, you kid. A little more
Hit
wood
us with
profile.
another question there.
All right. So, question 4. Has there ever been a barrel that has misbehaved that you thought was amazing, but then turned out that you were not able to sell it, or it was so good that it became like a private small batch just for you?
A barrel question or a batch question?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Like, I mean,
Well, we would never bottle a barrel that we didn't love.
Yeah.
And
it would go back.
it would go back in.
And then we'll figure out something to do with
We've
it later.
actually, like Mark said earlier, we have had things on the agenda, all planning to do it, and then we're like, nah, nope.
Yeah, we're rye
Yeah,
one
we
year,
didn't do that.
and
It wasn't ready.
We tasted these ryes and they weren't ready.
They weren't ready.
And we were so lucky because we asked for just some bourbon that we had, and it was we said, well, let's see how this is doing.
Yeah.
This bourbon, and it was so amazing. Both of us said,
We
"Oh my
didn't
God, this is fabulous!"
So this ended up being
Batch
bourbon
5.
batches 4 and 5. So we planned on doing what ended up being batch 4, which was a high rye bourbon.
Yeah.
And we pulled those samples because it was spring, and I thought, oh, let's do a nice
We'll do a
high rye
spring,
fun,
maybe a spring and a fall bourbon.
And then we pulled samples of a high corn bill
Yeah.
at the same time just to check on them.
Oh my God.
Well, they were ready. They were like, put me in.
Thank goodness, because the other ones we wouldn't turn anything out of it.
And so that happened, and that ended up being bourbon batch 5, and everybody went crazy for it. It just was kind of a magic set of barrels. They just really came together well, and big, rich, fun blends. I love some of our subsequent blends even more, but at the time, everybody really went wild for that one.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that both of your questions.
Yeah, but we have actually, and on another question, we did do a single barrel because we have some 27-year-old product to 29-year-old product, American whiskey that we love. And one of the barrels had so little in it, and I think it was like 13 bottles. So we said, we're just going to keep this.
We're just going to drink that.
There you go. That's
our house 27. Yeah, our house 27.
Is that's the VOC?
Yeah.
Yeah, very old. Yeah, very old.
Very nice. Well, this again is amazing. So
thank you, Tim, very much. Okay. Last but not least.
all right.
Kentucky 3. This is Kentucky whiskey.
I went through all of them.
Yeah.
But I was spitting.
Ooh, 131. That's
Yeah.
Tell me all about this. Just smells fucking amazing. So please just tell me about this one.
So this is a small batch now. So this is how many bottles in this
Well,
one?
we did 1,446
Probably
bottles.
about
in this.
7,
And
8 barrels.
yeah.
Maybe 8-barrel blend. And that is what I would call, it's got that real like round, sweet, roly-poly nose.
Oh.
Smells like a fun fair.
Yeah.
Cotton candy, caramel apples.
Yeah. Funnel cake.
Yeah, I'm getting Rolos for some reason. Like the
caramel and chocolate. And
yeah.
yes.
I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that is
That's
Answers,
what we
and
tell
it was
everybody, you know.
I just get like spicy Rolos, and now I just want. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go to the bodega and get some Rolos.
perfect pairing. There's also there's a little bit of like an earthy, leathery quality in there too.
Yep. Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, this probably has the most leather in it of any of these. Actually, you know, kind of gets a little bit of. It seems older than it really truly is.
It does.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't drink like 131 either, though. Like this is just.
Again, you know, we always look for that balance. Even with wine, when we first, there was a big movement. They say in search of balance for wine.
Yeah.
It was crazy when they did it, and they wanted everything to be underneath 14%, alcohol. But they really, we're really looking for balance. Balance is when it no matter what it is, as long as it has all the parts in it. The stuffing we used to talk about in the wine business. If it had the stuffing, it could be 16% alcohol and you wouldn't taste it. But if it didn't have that, it was just 16% alcohol, it's crap. It would taste like alcohol, very thin. And so I think we also brought those kinds of ideas when we do stuff, make sure it has the stuffing in it. And then you can really go, full proof, full flavor, no water. Every time you put water in something, you just took away a whole bunch of flavor.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why we don't do anything that's not barrel strength. The mood is.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I like this. It also, and even I think all 3 batches. We've done 3 batches of this. The first batch was not as high proof, and these last two were higher proof. But they've always had a little bit of, I felt, some nuttiness.
The last 2 was like hazelnuts all day. But this 3, I don't get as much hazelnut.
But I still get.
Now I have to analyze what kind of nut it is.
There you go.
I've been eating a lot of pecans.
I was literally just gonna say pecan.
Oh, what do we know?
It's like that movie Best in Show where the guy's talking about all the nuts, and it's like there's.
I say peanut, hazelnut, cashew nut, macadamia nut. That was the one that was sent her into going crazy.
Yeah. Walnut.
We have soup. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we talk. Sometimes we don't.
Well, cheers to you guys on this one, because this is just
that's liqueur quality.
It's getting there, almost like
a hazelnut walnut liqueur.
All right. So question 5 comes down to the flip of the Whiskey Wednesday coin. You can flip it, you can spin it, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to answer. The coin will give us the answer.
Okay.
Do we take it out of the packaging?
Yeah, you should.
Yes. Take it out of the packaging.
Well, I didn't want to go too far ahead and scoop.
Oh no, you're all good.
But Mark's way ahead. He's got his out. He's
got his out. He's doing magic tricks. He's
trying to spend it down at the gas station on some, I don't know
what was this worth?
On some Rolos.
Yeah, he's gonna pull it out of your ear and just be like, "Oh, look."
How did you get it out of there?
Here.
Oh, just give it a good, there. Just rip it open.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really good at ripping open packages. If you see me with a bag of potato chips, look out.
Do we get to keep these?
They are all yours. Yes. You should use them in every life decision. I carry mine around wherever I go, and I always have one to give away. But yeah, keep it in your breast pocket, Mark, in case somebody shoots you. It will stop a bullet. Sherry, it's a weapon, so you can just throw it at people. It's just, yeah, just
Tim,
It's
I'm
a-
going to start living my life by this. I really am.
there you go. Again, it's, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. What
So-
do we?
Question 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Sherry, do you have a better palate than Mark? Mark, do you have a better palate than Sherry?
Can I call a friend?
All you have to do is just flip the coin.
Okay,
Yeah.
how are you gonna flip it?
I don't know. It's hard to spin. That doesn't work. So
Just throw it there and catch it.
it
Oh,
Don't hurt you.
doesn't.
all right,
It doesn't
don't-
Oh,
kill me, but that's all right. You can go like this. Just put your
Yeah.
hand.
Okay,
stick
I
that,
got it. I got it.
and
I
then
got
go
it.
like this. Yeah. Okay. We neither one know what we got. Okay. So let's see what we got.
what we got?
We both got fuck yeah.
That one of the things we have to say is Brian Booth's favorite saying. Every time he tastes something great, he says, "Fuck yeah!"
Well, this is a family show, maybe. I don't know.
It is not a family show. We're talking drinking booze, so we're good. You can swear all you want. So yeah, we're good. All right. So yes, each one of you does believe that you have a better palate than the other one. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a Ouija board.
Again, coin doesn't lie. So again, if Mark, if you're gonna be living your life like through via the coin, I will tell you, it is a very dangerous situation.
I'll put it next to my heart, and then that way, there, like you say, somebody tries to shoot me.
There you go. It will stop it. I will tell you, last Wednesday the coin kept me out pretty late. So yeah,
You just kept making decisions
And
with the
it's
coin.
nice, so you can just blame it on the coin.
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, should I go home? Fuck no, you got to stay up. So I was like, oh, should I go? I'm ready to go. Nope, you got to keep going. All right. Should we
I
go to
like
another bar or should I go home? Fuck yeah, we're going to another bar. All right. Well, yep. You got to live your life via the coin. It's a tough thing.
I love it.
But Mark and Sherri, that's 5 questions answered, 5 drinks down, 5 amazing drinks, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciated your time. Cheers to you.
Tim.
I really hope that we can actually do this real life and not in Zoom. So
Yeah, sometime we'll do that. Tim, thank you.
thank you again. Cheers to you.
Cheers,
Cheers
to
to
you.
you, Tim.